Hello and welcome to the first in my new Cosmic Alignment series. I decided to create this series to help everybody to move through the Ascension energies with a little bit more ease and grace. So every week I will be uploading a new series that will incorporate all of the energies that we're currently dealing with, the solar flares, the astrological, the numerological energies, and the spiritual downloads and updates that we're receiving. And I will format that into a set of yogic and somatic movements with some affirmations and also some breath work. So, welcome to June, a pinch and a punch. It's the first of the month, and June is set to be quite the intense month. The first 3 weeks are going to be very challenging. We're going to be triggered in many ways. We're going to do a lot of mirroring work and in our relationships, in our family, and if you're living in community, basically the more people that you have around you, the more opportunity there's going to be for deep healing through triggering. So, the theme for the first week of June is from overwhelm into resource. And what does that really mean? Like, during this ascension process on the spiritual path, you're going through an awakening. You might be going through your dark night of the soul. You might have just come out of your dark night of the soul. But either way, you're still completely open to all of the energetic upgrades that are coming through. And that can feel entirely overwhelming. No matter where you are on your journey, we all are facing overwhelm. There's so much fatigue, so much physical tension as our body is upgrading, as our DNA is upgrading. And what we want to do specifically and focusing on this week is go from that overwhelm into deep resource. And where we're going to be focusing this week is in the root chakra. And where do we find resource within our root? Where can we be grounded? Where can we feel safe? And where are we held? So it's really tapping into that primal, beautiful energy, connecting deep into the core of Gaia, feeling loved, feeling held, and feeling safe. So the sun is obviously in Gemini. We have a lot of communication that is strong, and with Saturn now moving into Aries, there's a lot of quick-witted and fiery energy that's going on. The discipline structure of Saturn has been broken through by the bold and fiery and quite selfish energy of Aries. And we're going to be feeling that now as we're going into this month where the triggers are all over the place. You're going to find people might just be rude to you. And when you are triggered, the most important thing for us always to realize is that I am feeling triggered, and where in my body am I feeling triggered? What within me is still not feeling held and whole in this capacity? How is my outer reality reflecting my inner world? Because as within, always without. So I've designed this set of movements specifically to ground you, to align you, and to harmonize your energetic field, but more importantly, to stabilize you on your 2 feet into the ground, into the earth, to be held, to be nurtured, to be loved by this beautiful planet that we have the amazing opportunity to be on during this moment in time, but also by all of the energies. So we're going to open up our energy fields. We're going to ground into our root chakra. We're going to create more space for the energies to create harmony, to align without resistance, and to get all of the beautiful upgrades and all of the beautiful healing that we need and deserve. So let's just jump right in. So the first posture we're going to get into today is child's pose. But before we get into that, I want you to just land this affirmation into your heart. I am nourished, supported, and held by the divine energies and Gaia. I am nourished, supported, and held by the divine energies and Gaia. All right, we're going to come down into our child's pose, really stretching out through the hands, pushing back into the feet, allowing the shoulders, the spine, the hips, the head to ground. Breathing in through the nose and out through the mouth, feeling your rib cage expand and contract, and just allowing some rest and rejuvenation. And one more deep breath here. And slowly and very purposefully coming up. And we're going to move into supine butterfly. And opening up our hips, grounding the roots and the sacrum into the earth, bringing the big toes and the heels to touch, really opening up these energy centers, palms facing upwards, head, spine, and coccyx flat onto the mat. And 5 deep breaths here, in through the nose and out through the mouth. I am nourished, supported, and held by the divine energies and Gaia. And one last breath here. And then gently bringing the knees back together. And we're going to come into a figure of 4 stretch. So just crossing the left leg over the right, flexing those left toes back and interlacing the fingers behind the right knee. Really ensuring that all of the shoulders are flat on the mat. The coccyx is pushing down onto the mat so you have a full spinal extension. And just deep breaths into the left hip. The hips is one of the places where we store the most energy, especially with the divine feminine. We store so much there in the root and in the sacral chakra. And the pelvic area stores all of our past life traumas and our inner child wounding. And you will feel which side of that area holds more tension. And if it's on the left side, you know that it's more of the feminine part of that needs working on. And if it's on the right side, you know it's more your masculine side that needs to be focused on in how you approach that healing. And last breath, yeah. Letting all of that go. Release the hands, drop the right foot down. And then I just want you to extend your left leg, flexing your toes, just supporting the back of the knee. Dropping both shoulders down, and we're just going to point and flex the toe a little bit, just awakening the back of the legs. Imagining this is where your roots grow out of, through your legs, down through your feet and into the core of Gaia. You want to ensure that those roots are awakened, that they are electric, that they contain all of your intention and your integrity from your heart space, from your crown, that are going to go down and infuse in with Gaia's heart space and her integrity. And then dropping the left leg down, crossing the right leg and lifting up, interlacing at the back of the left leg, flexing those right toes, dropping down the shoulders, ensuring that the coccyx and the spinal cord is fully extended onto the mat, into the ground. And breathing. And taking one last full deep breath here, breathing into the right hip. And a loud exhale out. Releasing the hands, dropping the left foot and extending the right foot, supporting behind the knee. And then flexing, shoulders flat, coccyx flat. Flexing and pointing, awakening and activating and electrifying those beautiful roots that will grow from the soles of your feet down into Gaia's core. Always breathing. And then bringing both knees into the chest. You're either just going to interlace over the front of the knees, or you're going to grab alternate elbows. And you're going to push your knees down towards your chest, drop your chin down towards your chest, shoulders flat on the mat. And you should feel a nice pinch at the front of the hips. This is a beautiful meridian point, an activation point. And just breathing into that space, breathing into the tension. It's really nice to close your eyes and focus in on that space, sending the breath consciously into that space and seeing if there's any messages there for you. What does that tension have to say to you? And even if you don't see anything, just give your body permission to let it go. Breathe into that tension. And on the exhale, let it go. Again, breathing in. And we're going to come into a little bit of a spinal twist. So just gently taking the left hand to the outside of the right knees and guiding both knees over to the left hand side. And taking the head over to the right, making sure the right shoulder stays flat on the mat. And you should feel a beautiful release into the lower spine, the lower back. And just breathing deeply into that area. I am fully supported, held, and nourished by the divine energies and Gaia. One more deep breath here. And then engaging in the core and taking the right hand to the outside of the left knee, guiding the knees over to the right. And allowing beautiful spinal twist to happen into the left side of the body, gently guiding the gaze over to the left arm and breathing into that space. So during this first week of June, we're going to have a lot of core wounds coming up relating to our survival and to our belonging. Money and finances will be a big deal, and how we are relating to our money, how well we are allowing the river of abundance to flow into our lives, how grounded we are in accepting that's our divine birthright, how worthy you feel. It's really important to take notes of all the triggers that come up during this week around those themes, write them down, analyze them, integrate them, think about them. Allow the answers to come through you as to what still needs work and how best to unlock and unblock them. Just taking one more deep breath here. And gently coming back to center. Okay, taking both hands behind the knees, and we're just going to come into some gentle rocking. massaging the spine and coming onto the knees. And we're going to come into our yogic squat. But before we do so, we're just going to gently rock from side to side, just moving into this pelvic area, into the hip area, allowing some flow, allowing some movement to come into the space. If it feels stiff, if it feels calcified, stay here as long as you want, just making sure you're breathing into that energy, into the blockage, into the stiffness. And now we're going to anchor those feet directly into the mat, into the ground, feeling your roots growing down into the earth, pushing the elbows into the knees into the elbows, bringing your hands into prayer and coming into your full expression of your yogic squats. Your core is activated, your root is strong. I am nourished, supported, and sustained by Gaia and the divine energies. One more deep breath here. Okay, activate that core really strong. We're going to shoot up, coming all the way up. And just bringing our feet together. We're going to come into mountain pose, dropping those shoulders, pulling in the pelvis, activating the core, sending the beautiful integrity and energy down from the heart all the way down the legs into the soles of the feet, seeing those roots growing down from the feet all the way down into the beautiful burning heart of Gaia. Her fire is strong, her passion is strong, her love for all of humanity and every kingdom that lives upon her burns so bright. Connecting into that energy, connecting into that fire, that passion, being the mountain that stands tall and proud and strong, integrity, compassion, and grace. And then bringing the hands up to heart center. And inhaling up. And exhale, folding down. Inhale, come into a halfway lift. And exhale, forward fold. Allowing the top of the body to hang heavy. Your roots holding you into the ground. And then root to rise. And exhale, hands down to heart center. And just bringing the palms down. Okay, we're going to sit down. We're just going to do a quick somatic movement. If you're new to somatic work is really engaging with the trapped energy in the body, the trapped trauma in the body, because our cells hold all of that memory. Our fascia remembers absolutely everything. And unless we work with that energy consciously, all of those little minor traumas, major traumas, past life memories, they're all still there within us on a cellular level. And it's super important that we do this work to let that shit go. Excuse my French. So a very easy and really beautiful way to begin to allow that energy to start to come out and come through is gentle rocking. So we're going to come back into our rocking position, but we're just going to allow ourselves to fully rock like a child, like just let it go. There's no right or wrong way. You're just going to rock. So you're just going to begin. And you can start to make the movements a bit bigger, a little bit more energetic. And one last time. And coming all the way up, feeling that energy that you just created moving through your body. And staying in this position, we're now just going to start to smack our feet, stomp our feet onto the ground while sitting. So it's actually easier if you keep your hands underneath the knees, and we just need to do this. Just feeling that energy coming out from the soles of the feet, really smacking it out. If you have any recent anger, just think about it now. Just stomp those feet. Bring all the petulance and the irritation and the frustration out of you. Until your body can literally no longer. Beautiful. And just take a moment. Just placing your hands on your heart. Allowing all of those feelings and energy to move through you consciously. Giving your body permission to let it go. Thanking your body for its infinite intelligence. Thanking the energies for the support. Your Ascension teams, your guides. And of course, Gaia. So to finish, we're just going to do 2 rounds of box breathing. So it's going to be 4 breaths, a breath in to the count of 4, hold to the count of 4, exhale to the count of 4, and hold to the count of 4. And just really allow your mind to switch off whilst you're doing that. Allow your heart rate to drop. Allow peace, quiet, and clarity to enter into your field. Okay. Shoulders down, back straight. And begin. I will count. Breathing in, 2, 3, 4. And hold. 2, 3, 4. Exhale. 2, 3, 4. And hold. 2, 3, 4. Breathing in. 2, 3, 4. And hold. 2, 3, 4. Exhale. 2, 3, 4. And hold. 2, 3, 4. Taking one big deep breath in. Holding that breath in for just a moment. And exhaling fully out. So after all of that beautiful work, I think it's really important, if you can, just take a moment to just go and integrate, sit outside maybe for a moment with your face in the sun, if you have sunshine near you, or ground your feet into the sand, into the soil. And if you don't have access to any of that right now, go and make yourself a delicious cup of really grounding tea, some licorice, some chamomile, some rooibos, whatever you've got, and just take a moment to really allow that beautiful energy work that we've done together to embody fully. And come back to this practice as often as you need during this week. Remember your affirmation. do journaling, feel all the things that come up. If you're triggered, try to handle it with as much grace and love and compassion as you possibly can. And if you see all the other people around you being triggered, remember that they're on a healing journey. Hold your boundaries, but offer love and compassion. Thank you so much for tuning in, and I'll see you all next week for our second set. Namaste.